So, Josh, we're kind of getting to the point in the NFL year where we can get a clearer picture of what coaches could be safe in their jobs and then others that might be on the hot seat. So, let's take a look right now at some of the coaches that could potentially be on the hot seat here, Josh. Listen, if you see listed here for our audio listeners, we'll give you the names here. Some of the names that you'll see here: Jonathan Gannon of the Cardinals, Raheem Morris from the Falcons, Zach Taylor, Kevin Stefanski, Pete Carroll, Mike McDaniel, Aaron Glenn, and Mike Tomlin. And then obviously the Giants and Titans right now are sitting in a position where their coach, their future coach, is not with the team yet. So let's kind of look at this as a. Here's the first one I want to point out. If the Steelers make the playoffs, I just don't think there's any sort of chance that Mike Tomlin gets fired. I don't think that that's a possibility. Do you?
I agree. As much as that will annoy Steeler fans, I mean, there's a reason they've only had 3 head coaches in their 9,000 year history. They remain loyal with them. Steelers are sitting there 8-6, 1 win away from Tomlin's 500 streak, continuing. Right. But that said, even if they do finish, over 500, if they were to lose this division to Baltimore, then out of the playoffs, if Pittsburgh misses the playoffs, that's the excuse they can use to move on from Mike Tomlin. Otherwise, whether you like it or not, he's staying put.
Yeah, I'm with you. I can't envision them. I can't envision them firing him. I know that the only other case that I could make for that is if they wanted to pair a new coach with a new quarterback, right? Mm-hmm. Because that could be a direction they want to go in. But again, the Steelers are not a team that makes those kinds of moves. The Steelers end their year on the road so they play the Lions in Detroit, then they play Cleveland in Cleveland, and then they finish the season at home against the Ravens. So, I mean, that game could essentially be for the division, but I almost think that the Steelers could anchor it up by even before then.
Yeah, and that last game, that last game against the Ravens, that one game could decide whether or not they bring Tomlin back.
It could, but I also think it won't. Look at what Baltimore has left. They're home against New England, then they go at Green Bay, and then they go to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers. The rest of the last 3 games of the Ravens schedule is brutal.
Yes.
That's about as hard of a schedule as you can ask for. So I just think, this could be very, I don't know. I think I think the Steelers are I don't want to call them a shoe-in or anything like that, but I do think that it's pretty likely that they end up winning that division and making the playoffs. Let's bring up another name here. One of the other ones that stands out to me, let's stick in that same division as Kevin Stefanski.
Yeah.
Right. Because, this is a former coach of the year.
2-time coach of the year.
Right. And, this is a Browns team that obviously isn't very good. That's not a secret to anybody. They're 3-11. They are not good, but they're in quarterback limbo. This is a roster that isn't very good. I just feel like I don't know. It would be very Browns of them to fire Kevin Stefanski. I don't know that it's his time to go yet.
It shouldn't be his time to go, but to your point, it would be very Browns-like for them, for some reason, to pitch the blame on Stefanski when he's been trying to juggle who his quarterback's going to be since they decided to ship Baker out. And he's still been managing to find ways to make the team competitive. The defense, you got the best defensive player in the NFL in Myles Garrett, but you know what? The rest of that defense has been good. Judkins at running back has come out to be solid. Harold Fannin has come out to be solid. So they got a couple good pieces. But of course, you need the leadership, and he has brought stability, and it is shown because the league has awarded him as the best coach in the league twice.
Right.
And there aren't many coaches in the NFL that could say that they've gotten that award twice.
For the Browns, might
let alone for the Browns.
Right.
So that's why it almost, to me, is writing on the wall that for some reason they're going to be like, no, we got to make changes, Stefanski should go. And then if he were, and if I'm the New York Giants, I am giving him anything he wants to coach Jackson Dart, Malik Neighbors, Thibodeau, etc.
I'm with you. Yeah, 100%. 100%. So I'm gonna flip this segment a little bit. And I'm gonna call it safer out. Okay? I'm gonna call it safer out. Baseball term for a football segment. It makes sense.
Yeah, of course.
So
home run.
Let's just do it that way. Okay. So let's retreat back to Mike Tomlin. Josh, is he safe or out?
Unfortunately for Steeler fans, I think he's safe.
I think he's safe too. Kevin Stefanski, is he safe or out?
Should be safe. Browns are going to kick him out.
That's interesting. I get a really weird feeling that you're going to be right about that too. But I'm going to say that he's safe. Let's go to Jonathan Gannon of the Cardinals. Is he safe or out?
Should be out. They might give him one more year because of, the fact that he hasn't had too much time with that team. But this team has been getting worse as the season's progressed.
Yeah. They're not good.
And obviously, the writing's on the wall. Kyler Murray is not going to be there. Kyler Murray's done.
Yep.
Jacoby Brissett, to his credit, has done a great job of what he could with that team.
Right.
But they don't have a set quarterback. Your main running back was James Conner, who was getting older and obviously was out just about all season. Your defense is abysmal. And you got Trey McBride and Marvin Harrison, so you got people to throw the ball to. Mm-hmm. But nothing has been progressing there. Gannon should be out.
Listen, Jonathan Gannon's a defensive guy, and he's 25th in total defense.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like nothing there is working. I think Jonathan Gannon is out. And I think, honestly, the Cardinals could use that as, listen, we need a quarterback, and we're going to try and pair him with the right coach. And honestly, that's what I would do. You look at what your division has up and down the line with coaches. Okay. You've got Sean McVay with the Rams. You've got Kyle Shanahan with the Niners, and you've got Mike McDonald with the Seahawks, all of which right now are working out. I mean,
all of which are going to be in the playoffs.
All of which are going to be in the playoffs. Right. So you're the ugly duckling here. You've lost 6 straight games. I'm with you. I think Jonathan Gannon's out. Let's go to Raheem Morris of the Atlanta Falcons. Is he safe or out, Josh?
With their comeback win this past Thursday against the division-leading Buccaneers, he saved his job for another season.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I think he probably should be. I mean, I don't know that I have any problem here with Raheem Morris. I mean, they've had some the Falcons have had a very unstable season.
Yeah.
This year, it just the revolving door at quarterback between Michael Penix and Kirk Cousins. I mean, Penix can't stay healthy, and they're just Drake London has been hurt, and I mean, you want to talk about a defense that's abysmal. The Atlanta Falcons are not a good defensive football team. So, but yes, I would give Raheem Morris another shot. I would. I don't know that I'm ready to be out on him yet. Zach Taylor of the Cincinnati Bengals. This is an interesting one, right? Because you just don't Zach Taylor. He's been to the Super Bowl with Joe Burrow, and Joe Burrow just never seems to stay healthy. So that always leads the Bengals looking like they are just not there. Zach Taylor, is he safe or out?
I think Joe Burrow answered that question in these press conferences he's done over the last week, talking about how he's not having fun and he's questioning things. And if you're the Bengals front office, you are doing everything imaginable to make Joe Burrow have as much fun as he possibly can have, because you do not want him to go anywhere with those two dynamic wide receivers and a solid running back in Chase Brown.
Right.
Zach Taylor is out, and you bring someone else in, and clearly you got to get someone with a more defensive mind in, and to fix again another abysmal defense. So yeah, obviously injury issues have affected things, but if it happens 1 year, okay, now you got to figure things out. When it happens multiple years, you got to, at that point, start figuring out proper adjustments to make, and they haven't done it.
Yeah.
So to me, Zach Taylor's out.
Yeah, listen, I've been like a Zach Taylor defender for a while, I think, but it just doesn't seem to be getting any better. It doesn't feel like it's progressing anywhere. We always have these expectations for the Bengals because, like, clearly we can see it that Joe Burrow is not the issue here.
Yeah.
Right. Joe Burrow spends more time on his ass than he does standing upright.
Yep.
I mean, they just can't protect him no matter what they do with their offensive line. I think a lot of that, too, probably has something to do with protection scheme as well. Like, they just can't keep him upright. And you're right. Their defense, they haven't been able to figure that out for years. I agree. I think it's probably time to move on from Zach Taylor as well. So I'm going to say Zach Taylor is out. Let's go to Pete Carroll. Now, this one feels kind of funny just because Pete Carroll has had so much success in his NFL career. He's obviously old. let's be honest about that. But Pete Carroll's had a lot of success but with the Raiders. I mean, the Raiders is a tough job to begin with. What do we think, Josh? Pete Carroll, safe or out?
For some reason, I feel like they're gonna have him be safe and keep him around another year. I don't think you should. I think it's now at the point again. We were talking before about the NFC West coaches and what they're doing with their team. The AFC West, you got Harbaugh's doing fantastic with the Chargers, and Sean Payton has completely turned the Denver Broncos program around. We were talking about the Chiefs, and we know they're in
Andy Reid.
Yeah,
right.
we got Andy Reid, but obviously Chiefs are in retool mode. But even in retool mode, the Chiefs are better than what the Raiders have been showing. So you don't have a proper quarterback. You got a stud on defense. You got a rookie running back who can't run the ball because there's no one to protect him. You have the best tight end in football, but then no receivers to throw the ball to.
Yeah.
So I think because there are so many missing pieces, they're not going to blame Pete Carroll for it after one season and let him come back.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's safe. But I honestly don't know that they should fire him either. Mm-hmm. I really don't. Like, Pete Carroll's a good football coach, and that's pretty established. But they have to get quarterback right. Yeah. I think it really is as simple as that. Geno Smith is not working there.
No, he's not. He has not worked at all.
They got to figure out something to do with quarterback. And that, listen, that might just be it. I mean, I think it's really possible that the Raiders, they bring in Pete Carroll, they'll give him one shot with a young quarterback, and if it doesn't work out, see you later.
Right.
But and that by that point, Pete Carroll might just say, listen, I'm 89 years old. I'll just be done. Like, it does. That's actually a really good question. How old is Pete Carroll?
Right? I want to say, I'm guessing here. I want to say he's close to 75.
He was the oldest coach in the NFL.
I think he's mid-70s.
So Pete Carroll is 74.
Yeah, there you go. Yep.
So he's already, I mean, he looks pretty good for 74.
Oh, I will pray on whatever mountain that I have to make a pilgrimage to look like him at age 74. That would be the dream.
Yeah, he does look pretty good. But I think Pete Carroll is safe. The Miami Dolphins, Mike McDaniel. This is the one that gets talked about a lot.
I think this is the most interesting one.
I think this is an interesting one, but to me it feels fairly obvious, at least for me. Josh, is Mike McDaniel safe or out?
Out. And
yeah.
The only reason I'm saying out is because they got to bring in a new general manager. And that new general manager is going to want his own coach, whoever the GM is.
Okay, so that's interesting then.
Because we've talked about different, like hot takes, right or wrong. The one I was probably the most wrong on this year, headed into the season, I said the Dolphins would be one of the 5 worst teams in the NFL and have a top 5 pick. They started the season like that, but to their credit, have turned it around and might finish the season at 500, which when Tyreek Hill goes down, you get rid of the GM. You have a number of other injuries. Trying to figure Tua is whatever he's trying to do. There are those moments where you can kind of credit the coach, but this coach, he's an offensive genius, and that's it. And with a new GM, he's going to want to start this from the ground up because, again, you look at the division. Buffalo's still Buffalo, and the Patriots have skyrocketed past you well before you guys were expecting it. So change has to happen. So that's why they got rid of the GM, and this new GM is going to dump Mike McDaniel as well.
Yeah, I think here's the thing. I think Mike McDaniel's out, and I feel like it's pretty obvious for me, and I kind of think he should be. And the reason I'm saying that is because, listen, I was a buyer into it too, because he was touted as such an offensive guru, and I don't doubt that he is.
Yeah.
But he's got the 25th ranked offense in the NFL right now.
Mm-hmm.
And part of, listen, I think we're really approaching the point where we're admitting that Tua is not the guy.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, he's absolutely not.
I think we're kind of approaching the point. I'm honestly surprised that Tua came back after the head injury. I really am.
Going back to one of the other coaches and some that we talked about, can we just have a flat out Tua for Kyler Murray trade and just see what happens with both of them?
Yeah, I think Mike McDaniel would welcome that, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I think Kyler Murray's a better quarterback than Tua. But here's the reality. I think the Dolphins, despite the hot streak, right? They're 4-1 in their last 5. Like, they clearly have their ups and downs as a team. I just think, I forget who said it, but somebody said some guys just make better coordinators than head coaches.
Yes.
I think Mike McDaniel's one of those guys.
I 100% agree.
He is a guy who I've always thought, listen, do I think he's brilliant? Yes, I do think that as an offensive mind, he's probably really, really brilliant and innovative. But God, is he weird. Like, he's just a weird guy.
Yeah, here's my one last question with Mike McDaniel. If and when they fire him, how long do you think it will take for him to realize that he was fired?
It might take him a couple days.
Right.
Really might. Really might. He'll show up the next day and be like, hey, guys.
Hey, why is my key card not working?
Yeah, what are you doing?
I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who's in my parking spot?
Yeah, right. I like who's in my parking spot. That's pretty funny. Yeah. But I don't know. I look at head coaches more and more often now. Like, that's why I've kind of been a buyer into Brian Schottenheimer a little bit.
He's done fantastic. He proved a lot of people wrong.
I think he did too. But and the big reason for that, I think, is because, like I said, as I've progressed as a football fan and observer, I really feel like one of the big things, like maybe the most important thing in a head coach, is just to be a motivator of men.
Yeah.
Right. You have to be a guy that your players can rally around, rather than being brilliant with X's and O's. That's the way it is for me, at least. I think Mike McDaniel is brilliant with X's and O's, but I don't look at him like. And that was one of the reasons why I was wrong on Kevin Stefanski, because I looked at Kevin Stefanski. I'm like, I don't know that. Like, Kevin Stefanski is a very mild-mannered guy.
He's never in the news.
Right. Mike McDaniel is the same way. He's just an awkward, like, you can just feel the socially awkwardness for him. Like, I don't know. It just, I think he's a coordinator. But I think Mike McDaniel is He's not a head coach, but he's probably one of the best offensive coordinators in the sport. Like that's what I would
Yeah,
go as far to say.
I think that's fair.
Last one, Aaron Glenn. Is it one and done for Aaron Glenn and the New York Jets? Is he safer out?
It should have been less than one. This has been. You talk about people that are only good at being a coordinator.
Yeah.
We found that out with Aaron Glenn within like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
This has been an absolute disaster. I understand, Justin Fields didn't necessarily work out a quarterback, but what about everything else?
Yeah.
I mean, this team,
they don't play the game the right way.
Well, they don't play the game the right way, and they somehow have gotten worse than they were last season when they were starting to show signs of moving in the right direction. Not the same playoff team yet, but they're making the right adjustments to keep taking steps forward. And they have taken 20 steps back. So, yeah, Glenn, get him out. Dear God.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think Aaron Glenn is, and this one feels almost inevitable to me. I just don't think that there's any way that the Jets bring Aaron Glenn back. I just don't think there's a way. There's no way. There are some times in the NFL where coaches, like, you hire a coach and then again, you can tell within the first few weeks, it's not going to work. It's just not going to work.
Yeah.
And that's what it is for Aaron Glenn. And I feel bad. I genuinely do because, I think Aaron Glenn is, honestly, defensively, he's a very good football coach. I really, really believe that. But
a great coordinator.
Exactly. I think that's really the state of where he's in. And he took a job that is thankless. I mean, the New York Jets that is as bad of a job in the NFL as you could have. It's just not a stable enough position. It is a terrible ownership group, right? It is just, you can't win. But that's the thing is I think Aaron Glenn, in spite of all of that, I mean, you expect for the Jets to look a little bit more buttoned up than what they did under Aaron Glenn. Just way too many mishaps, way too many mistakes. I'm not a fan.
I'm calling it right now, and I'm not. I don't want this to happen for Jets. So I know Barry Grant, who is our boss and diehard Jets fan,
very active in the comments section.
Yeah, so he will not like me saying this, but I can see Aaron Glenn gone, and the Jets bringing in Mike McCarthy.
Yeah.
And because, we're going to bring someone who's got some experience.
Mm-hmm.
And that ain't going to be a long-term answer for them.
Yeah. Barry Grant, ex-Cowboy fan, got away from Mike McCarthy just for the Jets to hire Mike McCarthy.
Yes, exactly.
I will make fun of Barry forever until my dying breath for leaving the Cowboys to then escape the torture that was being a Cowboy fan, only to reinsert himself back into Jet fandom as if that was going to be any better. Come on. That's all right. It's only a move a Met fan would do. Anywho,